Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
A Detroit firefighter's mother dies of COVID-19 at Sinai Grace Hospital. Some nurses here alleging they were so short-staffed, patients suffered. He wants to know if his mom was one of them.
Going public as news emerges of Quicken Loans exploring an IPO, why experts believe this is good news for the city of Detroit.
And Governor Whitmer lifts restrictions on summer camps, and that's just part of a big announcement.
But we begin tonight with breaking news: a massive protest in Romeo. An estimated 1,000 people gathering after a beloved landmark is vandalized. There's been controversy surrounding the Romeo rock since racist graffiti was sprayed on it earlier this week.
Priya Mann is in Romeo tonight. This march already in the works, Priya, before the incident. Is that true?
Yeah, absolutely. This march had been planned for days. After that rock was vandalized, the Romeo rock, demonstrators here said it was one more reason they had to come out today. Now, it just wrapped up, but you can see a large crowd here. Hundreds started at a nearby elementary school, walked several blocks along the downtown area, and then ended here. And just moments ago, a very powerful moment as all of them took a knee for George Floyd. Hundreds of demonstrators took to the streets of Romeo Friday in support of Black Lives Matter.
There's been a lot of racial tension in Romeo that people don't know about, that haven't grew up here or been here. But to see this from when I came up in Romeo to now, it means a lot. The tiny community of about 3,600 was rocked earlier this week when vandals wrote racial slurs on the Romeo Rock, a landmark boulder. The community message board of sorts had been painted with the Black Lives Matter slogan before it was vandalized. The racist graffiti was quickly painted over.
It was very disgusting to see a display of that nature. Romeo's a great community. It shows today with the different cultures out here, and we won't be defeated on this. Black lives do matter. These demonstrators say their collective voice will drown out the few who vandalized their beloved rock.
I believe that there's good people in this town that don't want that to represent them. So they wanted to come together as a community to show that everyone's not like that.
We have to rise up. Every time this happens, we say we're going to make a difference. This time we have to make a difference.
For some who've grown up here, marching with hundreds to protest systemic racism and police brutality is a moment they will never forget.
You know, I grew up out here in Romeo. I'm the basketball coach in Romeo, you know, and just to see brothers and sisters of all colors and races to really stop this. This is happiness. This just makes my heart feel good.
And I spoke to one mom who was with her young son. She says she was leaving this rally, heading to another one in Oxford. As for that Romeo Rock, a beloved landmark here, the library board just approved a plan to move it. It currently sits on private property. They want to move it to the library. It'll be in a public open space for everyone here to enjoy. But as you can see, just a massive turnout for the Black Lives Matter demonstration here in Romeo. Reporting live, I'm Priya Mann, Local 4.
Our other top story tonight, Governor Gretchen Whitmer making a major announcement this afternoon, lifting restrictions on overnight summer camps.
The governor's executive order also allows for some K-12 sports and extracurricular activities. Grant Herms joins us now live. And Grant, is it too late for some sports programs?
Well, here at the Corner Ballpark, private games have already been going on. With that announcement today, players, parents, coaches, organizations have all been waiting for that. Now, whether it's too late and what the new normal of sports are going to look like, that remains to be seen. Today's announcement from Governor Whitmer, game on. Overnight summer camps and K-12 sports are allowed to reopen starting Monday. In downtown Detroit, games were already being hosted, but having guidelines from Lansing, they say, will help make up for lost time and revenue, as players and parents are anxious to return to sports.
What we're trying to do first is put safety in front of everything. So first thing that'll happen is that we'll train our mentors who'll be out there trying to make sure that it's a safe environment, and then we'll set up the protocols.
And there will be protocols, from locker rooms to indoor activities. In Novi, the superintendent says they're starting with conditioning practices outside as they work through how to play by the state's rules.
As we engage in some of those activities and put in place kind of some of the safety procedures making sure that we have plenty of hand sanitizer around, making sure that we don't have common drinking bottles, that everybody has to bring their own a water bottle.
And as for indoor sports like volleyball, it could still be a few weeks.
We're hopeful that after, for example, the first couple of weeks, we'll be able to have those girls go back into the gym and start their volleyball drills.
Now, the order also lets after-school activities like theater restart. Now, obviously, it's a little hard to put on a play and stay socially distant, so they're trying to work that out in districts right now. In Novi, they say there aren't any plans for a Shakespeare in the Park just yet. Steve?
Yeah. Grant, what about summer camps? Many had said they were not going to open this summer.
Reached out to many of the larger summer camps today. Didn't hear back. We did hear back from the YMCA late today. They said they're going to open up to 11 of their day camps, and they're trying to open up their overnight camps sometime in the near future, but they said that they don't have a plan for that quite yet. Steve?
Yeah, as long as everybody opens up carefully. Thank you, Grant.
Shelby Township's police chief faces a hearing after being placed on paid leave.
Chief Robert Shellide is accused of sending offensive tweets about George Floyd protesters. The chief has apologized for those posts. During the public portion of the hearing, there were many citizens called in and asked for the chief to be fired. We're monitoring the hearing. We will bring you any updates on air and online. When he heard the news, he says it was like reopening an old wound. Tonight, a firefighter who lost his mother to COVID-19 at Sinai Grace Hospital opens up to the defenders about the lawsuit filed by 4 fired nurses.
That lawsuit claims people died during the crisis because the hospital was too short-staffed. Defender Sean Lay is live tonight, and Sean, we know the hospital has already had to apologize to him for another major issue.
The DMC did apologize in a story we broke to Alfonso May. His mother died here in April, then lost her remains for 6 excruciating days. Now comes word from these 4 fired nurses, explosive allegations that they were so short-staffed inside that some patients were neglected, and they believe unnecessarily died because of short staffing. Alfonso May saying tonight he's wondering if his mother was one of those patients.
It hurts. It hurts. It hurts. It just ripped ripped that wound right back off, man. It just...
Detroit firefighter Alfonso May was confident his healthy 68-year-old mother Caroline Pollard would survive coronavirus when she went to Sinai Grace Hospital. She died April 8th, and the DMC had to apologize for losing his mother's body for 6 days.
But that was my mom. That was my mother. And what am I left to think?
Now, 4 fired Sinai Grace nurses are alleging they were so understaffed, patients, they say, were neglected and should have survived, but did not. You'll never know if your mom was getting all the care she needed to survive this virus.
Fast forward to yesterday. Those individuals worked there. What am I, or those individuals who lost loved ones, who currently have loved ones up there now, what are they to think?
And how many other families asking those same questions tonight? Alfonso tells me he does have an attorney, has not taken any action, but he says his mom, affectionately known as Miss Bonnie, taught him accountability, and he says there needs to be accountability here at this hospital. Tonight, the DMC telling the defenders they do not comment on pending litigation. We're live on the West Side tonight. Sean Lay, Local 4 Defenders.
More protests happening across Metro Detroit for racial equality and to support victims of police brutality.
This morning, students from the Detroit Academy of the Arts and Sciences took to the streets in solidarity. They marched from the school to Hart Plaza in downtown Detroit. Protesters also marched in the streets of St. Clair Shores. This afternoon's protest, organized by members of the Black Lives Matter movement. Several marches are scheduled for this afternoon, including one in Kego Harbor and another one in Grosse Pointe. Now, today's coronavirus numbers: 8 Michiganders have died in the past 24 hours, with 125 new cases, bringing the total number of confirmed cases to close to 60,000 since March. And with the numbers still trending down, it's time for something to reopen that pretty much all of us need at this point. Starting Monday, hair and nail salons and spas will reopen with strict new guidelines. So the question now is what's being done to ensure those salons are both ready and also safe. Larry Spruill joins us live from 10 Nail Bar in New Center. And Larry, we know they've done a lot of work to try to get ready.
Yeah, Sandra, 10 Nail Bar says they are ready for reopening day and they're looking forward to welcoming back their customers. That's why they are taking extra measures like gloves and masks, just to name a few. 10 Nail Bar in Detroit is ready to reopen their doors. Co-owner Kelly Coleman says, like many businesses, they had to close due to the coronavirus.
I think for us, though, it's just been a test of our ability to lead, to pivot.
But now it's time to pick things back up, and they're taking extra measures to make sure everyone is safe.
Hand sanitizer will be available for use, as well as temperature checks upon arrival.
Co-owner Anika Jackson says they're also practicing social distancing inside the nail salon. That's why they have shields at the front desk. 10 Nail Bar says they have always maintained a clean salon, and they want to let their customers know safety is still their #1 priority. And they will welcome you back with open arms, just at a distance. And they also will practice social distancing inside the salon. They will separate customers by a chair. And I also asked them if they will take the rapid COVID-19 test as recommended by the mayor. They tell me yes, they will. We're live in New Center tonight. Larry Spruill, Local 4.
All right. Thank you, Larry. We've made it to Friday, and we've got a lot more to come. Here's Ben.
Yes, Andrew and Steve, we've got a fantastic weekend ahead, just maybe not what you would expect for our last full weekend of spring. Check out all the numbers for you now.
And they are the faces and names that spark a movement. New tonight, meet the father and son behind this powerful display in front of their Detroit home.
Well, you heard the headline that Dan Gilbert is going for an IPO at Quicken Loans.
Detroit can prosper from it.
Not a lot of people know what that really means and whether it's helpful for the city of Detroit. We'll take a look.